Hello and welcome to my channel on human design. Well, at the end of every episode, I say I'll be back with something completely different. And today we're going to start off with something completely different. When I say completely different, I mean a juxtaposition cross. And for all viewers who are interested in human design, which should be all of you, when you find a juxtaposition cross, really pay attention. The chances of you meeting another one the same cross is going to be very rare. They are fixed. It is a juxtaposition cross. So it's very interesting, and it will tell you a lot if you're aware of what's going on. So, okay, let's hear what Amber has to ask. I've been in my experiment for over 3 years, and I enjoy researching human design, but find it challenging to find information on my chart type. I understand there is a fixedness with the profile, thus leading to the juxtaposition cross. However, being innocently motivated and largely impacted by channel 360, as well as my spleen, and then sacral authority and having so many empty centers, a lot of the times my life feels so random. Sometimes it feels like I have very little control, or like I don't know what my life will look like from one day to the next, especially having no will and passive environment and perspective as well. It feels like my life isn't well suited for having many goals or expectations about what's going to happen for me, which is scary for me as a first line. It is also confusing me when trying to put together with the fixedness of my juxtaposition cross. If my life is meant to be rigid, why does it feel so unpredictable, intuitive, and passive? Maybe I don't understand juxtaposition all that well. Aha. Basically, I just want to know how the fixedness of my profile, and therefore Incarnation Cross, would come into play as someone whose energetic makeup is subject to seemingly random response. Okay, Amber, thank you for that question. Look, you've got a remarkable chart. You've really got a remarkable chart. If I start with the third gate, this is a highly mutative gate. Okay, so this is bringing something that is stuck, something that is old, something that needs to be brought back in a new form. So this is like the ancient knowledge, some of which human design taps into, being brought out in a synthesis in the way that Ra presents this knowledge. And indeed, the first line that you have, the design sun in you, is in that line of synthesis. And it's really, if you go deep and deep into the kind of chaos that the third gate brings, there is this sense that order will emerge within that line. And you're experiencing it now. You've got it in line 3 as well, as I do. And this is about being able to know what is fertile and what is not fertile. And sometimes you get it right, sometimes you get it wrong. It's trial and error. If you get it right, it can be a material path for you. In my case, for example, I've got my own tastes, as you do. Our cognition is taste. And mine has always been for the more natural, the more alternative, the more what I regard as free and natural way to live, and the knowledge associated with that, which has put me at odds with the mainstream. So I've succeeded in the alternative world, and I'm very happy there, and I don't want to be anywhere else. So that's one example. Your third gate is also in the 6th line, and this is really, it's the line of surrender. To know that ultimately a new order will emerge out of the chaos. We don't know when, we don't know what it's going to look like. So from that movement, just in the third gate, we can see there is a lot you're going to be able to understand energetically about how mutation comes into the world, how things change. If we look at the 60th gate, you have it in line 5 and line 3 with a Uranian influence on it, which is a planet that brings unusualness and randomness. And when you think about the full channel as the channel of mutation, which again I share with you, I think of it as an unstable base. But I don't mind that. I rather enjoy that. Now I've got used to it. Now I understand it. Yeah, it's unstable. It's very strong. It's pulsing. You know, the pulse comes through and you're into something new. The body is moving. It's being ramped up by the root energy to get involved with something different, to bring out something different. It's a very powerful energy when it kicks off. When it doesn't kick off, it can be rather depressive. It can be very flat. It's like, well, it's all hopeless. There's nothing new. There's nothing new in the world, and I don't fit anywhere, and who cares? So you've got that, and it's very strong, okay? It's not just two gates together. You've got 5 gates involved in that. Primary part of your design. You also have the channel of the custodian. This is a tribal and supportive gate. The 27th gate in line 4, an energy that can be very generous in its caring. And maybe you're being too generous. And maybe it's time to bring the energy back to yourself. But basically, this is a very strong energy. It's incredible. And often it will support people by, by bringing them food and bringing them together. And it's an incredible channel, part of the channel of defense. So that alone, without even considering your juxtaposition cross, is a very powerful thing. Rather than looking on the dark side of things and going, well, I don't have a will and I don't have anything fixed in the head and I don't know my direction. And, you know, my spleen is, what did you say? My spleen is impacting you. Your spleen is your intelligence. You should be very happy to have a spleen. You should be very happy to be able to be spontaneous naturally in the way that you move in the world. You truly can be. And when we look at the sacral itself, you've got your own rhythm. You've got the ability to focus on the details, the power to stay with it, to go deeply, deeply into the details. And then we have in the sacral as well, the power to be able to empower a beautiful vision, a unique vision, something different. Not only the kind of the pressure to bring that out through your actions, but also to be able to empower others that want to go in a direction, but they don't know how, they don't have the energy, they don't have the encouragement. You come along as their friend, you tell them how wonderful it is, and you help them to do it, you know? So it's potentially a very interesting life. And you are here with your fixedness to go into the details. You know, it's not a matter of you knowing the direction you're going to go in. It's more about you becoming more comfortable in following the sacral energy into what you do want to go into. Something that is to your taste and pretty specific, like me. I'm pretty specific as well. There's a lot I don't want to get involved with, but the things that are really juicy, that are really interesting to me, yeah, you bet I want to look at them. I want to look deeply into them, and so do you. So I can't tell you what they are for you. You know, we need to be in dialogue. We need to have a proper reading. But what I can say is there is no problem with your chart. The only problem is if you get in the way and think you should be something other than yourself, and think you should have a direction. You should be lined up. You should be, this is your direction and you're going to stay to it. It's not like that. Not for you. Not yet. Not yet. It'll come, but not yet. It will come, but not yet. And you can't force it. And it's not about you controlling it. No way. Let go of the control. You know what you're experiencing. It's the way it is. Let go of the control. Just see what does happen day by day. And see what does come in front of you that is really interesting. Yes, you can watch it, but at the same time, that mind of yours will be seeing how to do things, how energy is used, what the timing is involved, what are the values involved with the people around you. You're here to learn an awful lot, and you're here to learn certain things in great detail. And at certain times, those details are going to be very necessary. And as a juxtaposition cross, you're going to be dealing with the left angles and you're going to be dealing with the right angles. You know, you're going to bring people together that would never have come together without you. So just be patient. Stay with it, is what I would say. And you'll understand the fixedness more as time goes by. Juxtapositions are amazing. They do not change. You're very changeable in your energy, yes, and very mutative, but you always are. You'll find out. Patience. Enjoy it. You can be very influential to a lot of really good people. That's all I can say to you at the moment. Thank you for your question. For our next question, we have a question from one of the regulars, Books for Planets. And she's presented us with her bio daughter and her stepdaughter, who tend to fight a lot. And can I see anything that can be helpful? Here's her question. I educate my daughter and stepdaughter at home, so we are around each other all the time. Constant fights break out between the two of them, which I hate watching, but struggle to know how to improve the situation. Our Penta doesn't have the 46, so that doesn't help. But even when just the two of them are off together, harmony does not last very long. Looking at their composite chart, it doesn't look a very cozy relationship. But maybe I'm missing something. Is there anything that you can see in their charts that may help me shift my awareness so that I can assist them into a more amicable way of relating? Or should I just let that dream go? Well, Books for Planets, this is really not something I can answer properly in a YouTube video. There's a lot of potential conflict within them. I'll point out a few things, but we want to try and get to a resolution to some idea. When I say a resolution, some ideas that could help you. I'm looking at it practically. But just to understand, you know, you have a stepdaughter that is basically raw power, well, power and awareness, and the power is purely individual. It's very powerful, and she wants to do what she wants to do, and she's 5 years older, and she can get a lot done, you know, but it's power. When we look at your bio daughter, we're looking at a projector, so a completely different aura, a completely different being in a way. And this is one that really wants to think a lot, needs to take in information and think about it and ruminate upon it and ponder upon it. And with the 1333, she's going to want to reflect upon things. She's going to probably enjoy writing her own journal and writing down her own thoughts. And she's probably very clever. She could be very clever. So there's going to be a competition between them simply because of the age and simply because of the situation, but also because of the type and also because of what they are as a design. And notice that neither of them have any complete tribal channels. So yeah, you know, the whole family thing is a little bit awkward as well, to say the least. They can learn from each other, but it's probably going to take time. What can I suggest? Well, so putting them together, they both need their own space. They both need their own room. They both need their own territory. Your projector daughter can have a very good memory about certain things. In fact, they both have different types of memory. So there'll be this bickering that can come up from what's already happened. And don't forget that the projector daughter will want to be seen and will want to be recognized and want to be, you know, she wants her gold stars, you know, she wants to be special, and she is special. Very interesting design indeed. But that's a story for another time. If you come and see me, I'll go through it. I see a lot of potential in that one. In your other daughter, I also see a lot of potential, but it's powerful. It's like, if she's got to get off the leash. She's a 3-5. You know, she's not going to listen to you. Fifth lines, as I said last week, don't learn from parents, you know, so it's not the way. And she's external market, so she'll want to go out. You know, she'll want to go out where she can be involved in something outside of the family. And of course, you know, they're very young. So it's not an easy, I can't just come up with an answer for you, except to say, I see the problem. I can see, I can point out so many things that will be going on. I mean, for example, one has a fixed throat. So your projector daughter will be able to speak in a consistent narrative and when she wants, and to emphasize things that she wants to emphasize. And your other daughter has got an open throat. So there'll be a tendency to want to attract attention in that way. You know, see me in that. So that can be incorrect, but still it's going to be there. And you're really being pulled apart dealing with the two of them. I can imagine how difficult that is. And they both have the motivation of need, and correctly use that motivation is to be able to see what is really needed. But if they're both trying to get your attention at the same time and competing with one another and fighting with one another, then it's going to be, I need this, and you know, and they'll be wanting to need things for other reasons than real need. And it can all get very confusing. And the positive side of this is that it could be worse. It could be worse. I could describe things to you and you go, well, thank God it's not that. So it's, you know, everything has to be taken in terms of perspective. There is an advantage I see in the fact that your stepdaughter is older, and she has this power to do things and to keep on doing them if she loves them. So for her to get into the activity that she really likes, and of course, both of them are passive bodies. So both of them don't want a whole lot of energetic things, although there will be obviously more energy coming from the generator. But they're older and they should be able to already have shown you what they like to do, and to just to encourage whatever that is in them, you know, and step back. With the projector daughter is going to need more attention. And if it were me, I would save the times when I can really give that attention to her away from the other daughter, so that they don't get jealous, you know, hearing you say good things about the other one, and they go, well, what about me, and all the rest of it, which you're probably already doing. The projector daughter, I would feed information to. You know, I mean, she's going to want to read, she's going to want to take in information, and in that sense, you know, she can be in her own world to some degree as well, if she's enjoying what she's reading. So it's difficult, is what I can say. I wish there was an easy answer, but it's going to take a long time. I mean, it's going to take a long time for me to take into account all the different aspects of two very different people. But I've done my best in this short YouTube clip, and I wish you well with it. They're both amazing in their own way. And you've got quite a balancing act on your hands, I understand. All right. Thank you for the question. And our final question for this week is from Alison. Here's her question. Hi, Richard. I'm a long-time listener and enjoyer of your YouTube station. Also enjoy your app, ! Good for you. Well done on jumping into that one. I've been into human design now for just about 2 years. My question is regarding relationships and people. I'm a 6/2 sacral generator with emotional authority on the left angle cross of healing. People have always been a paradox for me. I seem to attract them energetically, while at the same time having a strong internal feeling of having aversion to them. Most of this aversion comes from being able to read or see through various mental ephemera and lies people speak. I also have an uncanny ability to notice and to feel when people are disingenuous or out of integrity. I think this might be related to the 1858 channel ? This perceptual ability has also caused people to feel intimidated by me, even though they are drawn to me. I have to be very mindful when I offer or speak about my perceptions, especially if they involve a correction. I seem to attract very interesting, but also very fragmented folks. Sometimes I feel the urge to completely withdraw into my hermetic cave. But there is also a part that seems set on being called to some kind of service with humans. Perhaps this is also reflective of my split definition and just the way it will be. How close to people is too close? Should I even be involved in direct human service, especially given a good amount of rightness and my cave environment? Well, Alison, thank you for that question. Where do I start? Well, you're going to attract a lot of the non-sacrals because you're walking around with all the power possible for a human being. You've got all four motors. I mean, wow, talk about, a nice hot fire. I mean, you've got a lot of power in you. You've got a lot of energy in you. And also you have two logical streams. So, you have this corrective side to you that can be, you can see what's wrong in the pattern. And you can go into the details and you can be concentrated and work with them. And that side of you is a fixer. But the critical awareness needs to be invited out. And I love to hear the fact that you're saying, well, look, I've got to be more careful with how I correct people. Absolutely. That's part of the lessons that you're learning. You've got the 18th gate 4 times. That's a lot. So, yeah. And in the third line, twice in detriment, you have the zealot, so there's this zealotry in you that really wants to, just fix it and get it together. And people can be very irritating to you because, they don't listen to you and they don't follow your advice. And it's like, well, should I even bother? I understand. But at the same time, people are what they are. And through human design that we're all different. And some are open to correction at different times. So patience is needed. And you have this channel of community that can be very warm-hearted. And basically, it is a design where you want to be part of something more than yourself, that particular channel. So one, I can see you attracting them. I can see you trying to help them. You are here to be of service with those logical channels, but also you want to feel this connection to them and you don't. Where's the warmth from the other side? Where's the you helping them and them helping you when you need it? Or even suggesting it. I can see it can be, difficult. However, there are things I can see as well. One of the things is that when you said, should it be the humans that I'm dealing with? Not necessarily for you, because you have the 19th gate and you have this cuddly side to you. And I imagine you really love animals. So there could be something in that, if I'm correct in that. Our furry friends could be part of your community. But, we'd have to have a conversation and look at that. But that's something that comes out. And the other thing is that you are a 6-2 and your nodal path is 2-5. So we have the second line both in the Incarnation Cross framework, but also in the path itself. And in that sense, I would, if it's appealing to you, sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But if it is, what about children? What about dealing with the younger ones who will listen to you? What about pointing out to them what they've missed? What about using that open throat and that taking in of people when they are still growing, when they are still innocent, when they need guidance, and then your strength and your power and your warmth come into play, and they will listen, and you will see the results of what you can do for those that will really hear you. Now, that to me seems like a better fit than trying to work with adults that you find irritating. I mean, kids can be irritating too, but they, it depends how you organize it. And that's going to be interesting for you to find out. But you do have this this playful side to you. You know, you've got natural joy in you, for heaven's sake. You know, there is this giggle in you, and I would have thought that would have gone down very well with the kids. And I think it could be very healing for you. So that's what I would suggest you look at and see if that fits. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that. And viewers, I hope you've enjoyed these questions for this week. And if you have, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be back again very soon with something completely different. Bye for now.